the test call for the sunset sweater. But today, we're starting a new knit along. Moody Rose? Moody. Hello, welcome to Golden Hour Knitwear. My name is Cameron, and today I have a regular podcast episode for you, number 11. I know it's kind of weird. I usually do podcasts every other week, and I did one last week, so this one's a little early. I don't have as much to show you this week, but we have some items of business to take care of. So I wanted to do a quick podcast today to kind of take care of those things and update you all on what's going on. So here we are. The most exciting thing that I have to share is, of course, the test call for the sunset sweater. Now, I talked a lot about this sweater in the last episode, so I'm not gonna go over it in a ton of detail today. You can go back and watch the beginning of last episode if you want all the details, but I'll quickly go over it again really quick. So it's a drop shoulder sweater where the top is knit in your main color and then the bottom is all color work. It's worsted weight sweater. Wow, I'm sitting on the pillow. It's a worsted weight sweater. There's 4 colors involved. I know, so I have a dark color for the main color, and then I also have dark blue, which is, I mean, they're kind of similar, but I like that they're different enough to kind of add a little something, but not so different that it's like, whoa, 4 colors, wow, right? So anyways, there's 4 colors, but you're only ever knitting with 2 colors at a time. So it's not as scary as it looks, I guess. And really, this is the one motif that requires a lot of focus. All the rest are like 2 to 4 or 5 stitch repeats, depending on the size that you're knitting. So it's really not too bad. The same thing goes for the sleeves. It's the same motifs on the sleeves, and the sleeves match up with the body. The sleeves are longer than the body, so there are a few more motifs on the bottom of the sleeve than there are on the body. But it's fun. I love it a lot. I am so glad that I went for it because I love it. I think it turned out amazing. And I'm in love with the colors as well. So I'm super excited about it. So now that I have done the grading for this pattern, I have more information on sizes and everything for you. So this, let me grab my notes. The intended bust size that I have graded for the sweater is the bust size 28 through 62 inches or 71 through 158 centimeters. And then the finished bust size after 7 to 10 inches of positive ease or 21 to 26 centimeters of positive ease. The finished bust ends up being 38 to 68 inches or 97 to 173 centimeters. So it's a nice, fun, boxy, oversized, but not like incredibly oversized sweater, though you could size up if you would like for it to be more oversized. That's always a possibility. Or if you want it to be less oversized, you could also size down a little bit. In the pattern, there are instructions to knit the same sweater as me with all the same motifs and everything, but there are also multiple other colorwork motifs that you can kind of plug and play to make your own sunset sweater the way you want to make it. So for example, I want to make another one in more like earthy colors, I guess, with more like floral, not like super florally, but not like straight out flowers, but a little bit more floral and earthy. I think that'll be fun. So depending on the colors that you choose and the motifs that you choose, it's kind of fun to mess around and make your own sunset sweater. The reason it's called the sunset sweater is because, well, for one, this motif here looks like a setting sun, right? And it's perfect for golden hour knitwear. So my first design going out there is kind of more on brand, which is kind of fun. But the other reason why it's called the sunset sweater is because just like no sunset is the same, no sunset sweater has to be the same either, because again, there's all the different motifs and guides and stuff that kind of help you choose your own adventure and put whatever motifs you want and kind of make your sweater your own and unique to you. So the test, so today is like the test call, right? The test, I'm planning on running the test call throughout this week. I don't have a very large audience, so I'm hoping that I find people in all the sizes. If not, I will continually look for people in all the sizes. But for now, I'm hoping to find everybody within this week and then start the test call next week. So not the test call, the test itself. So Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm planning on running the test itself from November 20th to January 15th. That's 8 weeks, though it is of like a lot of color work and it is over major holidays. So I know that might be kind of tough for some people to like get it done in those 8 weeks, especially with all the things going on and with all the color work and everything. So please know if you're interested in signing up, but you're like, I can't do that right now. Let's talk and figure it out because I can be flexible. This is particularly true if you're knitting one of the larger sizes. That's obviously going to take longer to knit. I really want good feedback on all of the sizes in this sweater. I really want it to be a good fit and just a great pattern for people of all sizes and shapes and everything. And so it's really important to me to get testers in all the sizes who are willing to give me good feedback. So I'm really willing to work on time and be flexible with time and all those sorts of things because it's important to me. One more thing about the test. So I did dye the yarn for this sweater. I'm so proud of how it came out. So I did dye the yarn for the sweater. I know a lot of you have been saying stuff like, wow, I love those colors. I'm copying you. I'm making one in the exact same colors. I'm so glad you love the colors. Which also makes me excited to share that I'm planning on offering kits for this sweater. And I've played around a lot with color palettes. And if you follow me on Instagram in the last couple weeks, if you've seen my stories, we had a little battle of the color palettes. And I put a bunch of color palettes in my stories and you all voted on which ones your favorites were. And from that, I have picked, I think I've settled on 5. That might be too many kits, especially with so many color palettes, or with 4 colors in each kit. But I have settled on 5 palettes. We might push it down to 4, which I think is reasonable. But I'll put the colors up here kind of as I'm talking. I think they're all really great and I love them all. And I kind of want a sunset sweater in each of them now. But anyway, so I'm planning on having kits available for when the pattern comes out, which means I am also offering yarn support for my testers. So if you are chosen as a tester, you're getting 50% off the regular price that I'm charging for the kits. So my testers get hefty help there. Because I know the sweater calls for a lot of yarn. It is a worsted weight sweater, so you need more skeins to like make it, right? And it's color work, so you need a lot. I mean, there's 4 different colors for one, right? And at least for my testers, I will be offering 50-gram skeins where needed instead of needing to purchase 100-gram skeins all the time, because sometimes you only need like 1 and a little bit, or 1 and 2/4 1 and a 4th skein of yarn. And like, why buy 200 grams when you only need like 125 grams? So I'm planning on offering, at least for my testers, 50-gram skeins to kind of help out with the figuring out yarn situation there. But kits are available. Yarn support is available for testers. I think that's all to share. So yes, the link to the tester application is in the description below. I would highly, highly appreciate it if you all help me spread the word, because like I said, I don't have a very large audience, and it's important to me to fill all the tester slots. So please help me spread the word. I'll be doing my part too, obviously, to post it to wherever I can to get whoever I can, but I very much appreciate help spreading the words. I'm going to post today. Yeah, I'm posting today on Instagram about it as well. So if it's easiest, you can just head over there and share the post to your stories or whatever is easiest for you. Besides that, I think that's everything for the test call. I think that's everything y'all need to know. Thank you all for your love for the sweater. Every single time you guys comment on it, on posts or on YouTube or whatever, it's so nice. You say the nicest things. And I literally do like a little happy dance every single time somebody says something nice about it. So thank you for your love for it. Thank you for your support. I'm so excited to be announcing a test call. This is really intimidating. As I was like creating the Google form for the test application last night, or the last few nights I was putting it together, I was like, I'm doing this. What if it's wrong? Like, what if I have a typo in here and it's wrong? And anyway, it's intimidating. It's exciting. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. Okay, the other item of business. the other item of business that we need to talk about before jumping into my whips and stuff is that the Essential Beanie Cal is over. That ended last Sunday. Yeah, that ended last Sunday. Prizes are all figured out and sent out and everything. So if you missed that, you can go check out my Instagram to see how that went. But today, we're starting a new knit along. The cast on day, if you want to call it that, for the Cozy Classic Cal. So Amanda over at Birch and Lily is co-hosting this knit along with me. It's running for 8 weeks. I forgot to grab the dates, but today's the first day, so 8 weeks from today, you can find all the information. But we are going to be knitting the Cozy Classic Light sweater or the Cozy Classic Raglan. Now these are basically the same sweaters. They're by Jessie Mae over at Jessie Maed Designs. They're basically the same sweater, but the Cozy Classic Light is graded for fingering weight yarn, and it's got about, let me see, 2 to 4 inches or 5 to 10 centimeters of positive ease. So it's not fitted, but it's not like oversized. It's just perfect, right? And it's a lightweight sweater. It's fingering, so it's nice and just cozy and drapey. And then the Cozy Classic Raglan is 4 to 6 inches or 10 to 15 centimeters of positive ease, and it's graded for fingering plus mohair or DK weight yarn. I'm sure you could also use sport weight yarn if you wanted to as well. Now, both of these sweaters are just basic raglans. There's short row shaping in the back just to help fit and everything work out extra well. But it's just a cozy classic raglan. I mean, that's the perfect name for it. So if you have been wanting to knit it, or if you've been wanting to knit a lighter weight sweater and you just haven't had the motivation, because honestly, knitting sweaters out of fingering weight yarn can be kind of tough, or DK weight. I mean, you know, DK weight is more common, but now's the time to do it because it's a knit along and it's fun. And just like with our last knit along, you can enter for prizes in this knit along. So all you have to do to enter for prizes is post a photo of your whip or your finished object to Instagram. Use the hashtag CozyClassicKAL and tag both Amanda over at birch.and.lily and I at goldenhour.knitwear so we can see it and enter you for a prize. And we'll draw prizes at the end of the knit along. If you are interested in donating prizes to this knit along, we'd be very appreciative of it. You can either email me or Amanda, and I'll put our emails in the description below. I'll share with you really quick what my plans are for the Cozy Classic Cal. I am planning on knitting the Cozy Classic Light, and I started this one a while ago. I haven't touched it in a while, but I have been so excited to knit this for quite a while because it's just a lightweight, nice sweater, and I would love to have one. Anyways, so here's mine so far, and I might need to rip this out and do different needles. So we'll see, but this might get ripped out. But for now, this is what I have. This is my collar. Yeah, my collar. And then I have like 2 rows of the stockinette done. Anyways, this yarn is for my first collection. It's the Campfire Smoke colorway from the Everyday Autumn collection. It's a silk, merino wool, and mohair blend, and viscose. There's little bits of almost tweed in there, which is really fun. So I'm excited to knit this up and have it as just a very lightweight sweater that's essentially just a long sleeve shirt, because this is also more of a light fingering. So anyways, I'm excited for that. I might change my mind because, like I said, I might have to rip it out and go up a needle size. But I might change my mind on which yarn I use if I rip it out as well, because that was my plan earlier in the fall when it wasn't freezing yet. And that I was like, that's going to be the perfect long sleeve shirt basically to just wear on days that are kind of cold but not freezing. But now it's getting cold. And anyways, I also have this yarn in my stash that I've dyed up. And this is non-superwash. This is my first time dyeing non-superwash yarn that's I mean, obviously not mohair suri, but this did not take the color like I thought it would because it's non-superwash, and non-superwash is a little bit slower to take in the dye. Anyways, superwash takes dye really well. But this is more of a rust, a lighter rust. I used the same recipe as this rust right here, but I had this on the heat for so long and I was scared to felt it or ruin it or something, and the dye hadn't finished exhausting yet, and it'd been on the heat for so long, and I was ready to just be done. So I took it out, and I think the color is fine, honestly. I like the color. I think it's a nice fall color, and fall is almost over. And I want to get this on my needles. So I might actually do this one instead of that one. This one's also a fingering weight. It's a single ply. It's very soft, so I'm excited to use it. I might do this for my Cozy Classic instead of the campfire smoke, but we'll see. I have a lot of other knitting going on at the moment, as you will see in a bit. So anyways, that is the CozyClassicKAL. I have made a post on Instagram with all of the information if you're interested in checking that out for more information. I will, if I remember, I'll post that to here on YouTube as well so that you guys can all see it as well. Okay, finally on to works in progress and stuff. I'm not going to show you all of the things that I've been working on lately because it's only been a week and I've kind of pretty much only been knitting on like one sweater. So I'm only going to show you just like 3 things today. I did show you my Cozy Classic light sweater really quick, but that hasn't had anything done to it since I showed you last. So anyways, besides that, everything else that you saw last week has not had any work done on it besides these things that I'm about to show you. So I will start really quickly with this little guy. I made a mitt. I talked about wanting to make some mittens last week, and then the day that that episode went up, I started to knit a mitt, and I finished it. So I got this. Isn't it kind of fun? I like it. This is the Posie Mitt, I believe. Future me will put the name down here and the designer name, but I believe it's the Posie Mitts by Bluebird Pine Shop, and this yarn is 100% alpaca yarn that I got at a wool festival here in Ohio in the summertime, I believe, and I got enough to make a sweater. At least I thought I did. And then more recently I took one of the skeins and I wound it onto a nitty knotty, and I measured out how many yards I actually had, and I don't think there's as much as they said there was, unless I counted wrong. So I didn't want to risk trying to make a sweater out of it and then not having enough yarn, especially because, I mean, if you've been here before, you know, 2 of the skeins were darker, 2 of them were lighter with, I think it's Stellina, just the little gold bit spun in there as well. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I didn't want to have the slight variation in the stripes, or like I didn't want to have a striped sweater out of this. So I decided may as well make some mitts. And these are so warm. This morning it was 30 degrees. Yeah, I think this morning was 30 degrees when I took the dog out. And I had this done. So I was like, I'm just gonna put one of my mitts on. I haven't started the other one yet, but it's cold, so may as well put one on. And I did. I put the one on and I walked around and my hand didn't get cold at all, and it was amazing. It's so soft. I love it. I'm so happy that I knit it. It was such a satisfying knit because you're almost always doing something. It's a bulky weight, worsted, Aran weight-ish yarn pattern. And so it knit up so fast, and you're always doing something, and it was just so much fun. I knit it up in like a night, basically. I had some struggles with starting out and choosing a size because I am using a bulky weight yarn, and the pattern calls for more of a worsted or Aran weight yarn, so I had to go down a size. Needle size, I thought I had to go down a hand size just because the way the sizes are listed, but it worked out well. I ended up doing my own size. I did do a longer cuff here than my size called for, and I think it went down a needle size. I think that's it. And I did twisted rib for the cuff. I don't think it called for twisted rib. I can't remember, but I'm happy with it. It's super cozy. My hand feels a little claustrophobic, but that's just how mitts go. But I like it. It has a a hand spun look to it. And I honestly don't know. I don't know if this was spun on a mill or if somebody hand spun this. There wasn't a whole lot of yarn at that booth, so I kind of wonder if it all was hand spun. It's not perfect at all, which is fun. So there are some parts that are very much closer to a DK weight or even a fingering weight, maybe. And then there's other parts of it that are like chunky. Maybe not in this skein, but anyways. So I really like this. I'm glad that I chose to make mitts out of it. I, as you can see, have a ton left in this one skein. So I might also make myself a beanie. I might make my husband some mitts out of the one that doesn't have the sparklies in it, but we will see. And since I have way more than I need for just mittens, I might end up destashing some of it, but I'm gonna finish projects and see where we're at before I do that. But just so y'all know, that might be happening in the near future. Anyway, such a cute fun pattern. Knits up super quickly, and that's what I wanted. I did not want to spend weeks on a mitt. I wanted it to be super quick and fast, and this was super quick and fast, so that was perfect. Okay, the next whip, I guess, just my husband's socks. You've seen these for weeks now. The poor man has cold feet. But I'm getting further along. Let's see, where was I last week? I think last week I just had the heel flap. I don't think I've even started the heel turn last week. So I've done a decent amount of work in the last week. I worked on it while I was editing the last podcast, and then I've worked on it in the car. We drove around a little bit more this week, as you can tell, but we're excited to have these done. Notice I said we're. I'm excited to be done with them, and he's excited to wear them, and have warm feet. Earlier this week, I was like, okay, when's the next like really cold day? And I saw that it was Saturday, and the low was 30. I was like, wow, I need to finish those by Saturday. And then Friday came along, and I was like, do you think I can finish these by Saturday? Oh wait, it's Friday. I'm not going to finish this today. So sadly, he didn't get these by Saturday, which is today. I'm filming this on a Saturday, but hopefully these will be done in a week at the most. Though I do have one other whip that I'll show you next that I am trying to get out finished as soon as possible, which is why I have had nothing else. I've not worked on really anything else. And that whip is my striped sweater. I've got a lot of progress done on this, considering last time you saw this, I believe I had the back panel and I had the front panel and maybe a few rows in the round, and the collar, I didn't like it. And so I ripped out the collar in the front panel, and I reknit the front panel and a whole sleeve and the body, and then redid the collar. And I'm so much more happier with the way this fits, and I'm excited. I thought I wanted a closer fitting neck on this one, but I like how this one's a little bit more round, like a little bit more looser. It's a little looser than this sweater is. Though if I have not bound off the neck yet, so if I wanted to, I could pick it up and knit them even longer. I'm gonna wait until the very end to decide what to do with the collar though, because I don't know if I want to just leave it or if I want to do a folded over collar, but we'll see. I'll figure that out later. Anyways, this is a drop shoulder sweater, and it's 2 fingering weight yarns held double, so that when you do the stripes, you hold the main color with the contrast color, and so you get marled stripes, which I think is so much fun. I've been wanting to do marled stripes since the summer, and I swatched a few marled stripes with different summer weight yarns, but they always just seemed too wintry, and they just didn't work for this summer for some reason. So here we are, and I'm so glad I'm doing it because I love this. I was able to get my stripes to match up pretty well, I believe. It ends up, I mean, obviously it's kind of hard to make it do it when I'm not wearing it, but when I'm wearing it, the stripes line up pretty well. So I'm really happy with it. It's a drop shoulder. I think I already said that. It's a drop shoulder. All the ribbing is twisted rib, so it's really pronounced. And then, so the collar is contrast color. The cuff is the main color with the last little bit being contrast color. And then the bottom, I'm going to do, so right now you can tell this might be a little short. I said I knit the body and I did finish the body, but next is the hem. The hem, I'm not doing just a straight hem, and I'm not just doing a split hem. I'm doing a rounded split hem, a long rounded split hem. So here, let me back this up. So the way this is gonna fit is, currently, I don't wanna hit my microphone and drive you all crazy, so I'm not gonna hold it up all the way. So currently this comes to like my belly button kind of. So if I'm wearing high-waisted jeans, here's my belly button. This is my belt. And the top of my pants right here, right? So this goes to my belly button-ish, and like, here's the smallest part of my hip. This is not very, I'm not showing this very well. But the rounded hem will end right above my pants. And then I'll do, or the body ends right above the pants. Here's the pants, it'll end like up here a tiny bit. And then I'll have a long rounded hem of twisted rib, if I can figure it out. I'm planning on forming the rounded hem with German short rows, and then we'll see. It's going to be all in the main color with twisted rib. So I hope it turns out okay. Honestly, I might knit it up and then hate it and decide to rip it out and be stuck on it for another month or two, but I'm hoping to finish this by the next podcast. So we will see. The sleeve will take like a day, maybe a day and a half, now that I know exactly what to do with the short rows and everything. And I don't have to do any of the thinking. Like, I just gotta do what I did for the first one. And then the hem might take me a while because it'll be slightly long. I mean, it's not gonna be crazy long, but it's not like it's just a regular hem or anything. So it'll take a little bit longer than a regular hem. So I'm hoping to be done with this on like Tuesday or Wednesday, if this is all I really work on. Look at me being ambitious. Anyways, so hopefully this gets done quick, and hopefully it'll be done for next time. I have been imagining other colors for the sweater, and I'm excited because I want a really dark brown one with light blue stripes. I really want something that's dark, dark brown, like dark chocolate brown with a nice pale, like sky blue. I think that'll be nice. So I don't know, we'll see, but I'm just playing with color in my brain and having fun with it. All right, that is all for today. Like I said, it's super short. Not very much to update you on, but big things to update you on. So hence the podcast for today. Hopefully I have some exciting things to show you next week. Yeah. If you're interested in test knitting the sunset sweater, head into the description below, find the link, click on it, fill it out, and consider sharing with your friends so that I have all the testers that I need by the end of the week, because I'd like to get this going. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on joining us for the Cozy Classic knit along, and they'll let us know which version of the sweater you'll be knitting and what colors you're going to use, because I know there's a lot of possibility with this because it's a regular sweater. So I'm excited to see what everybody comes up with and how creative you all get. One more thing, I meant to mention this earlier. I showed all of the colors for the kits for the sunset sweater. Let me know what you think those kits should be called. I'll put the colors up again really quick. You can push pause and, and to look at them more because they're not going to be up for long. But let me know what you think the kits should be called, because I tried coming up with names. I called them names, like I gave them simple little names in the test application. And I showed my husband, I was like, okay, these are the color palettes and help me name them. This is what I'm thinking. And he's like, Moody Rose? Moody? Is that going to offend people? I was like, no, dude. People love the word moody describing yarn. Like, it's fine. But obviously, what do I know? So let me know what you guys think those color palettes should be called. Give me some help. I need some help. Let me know in the comments what you think. Anyways, yeah. Let me know what you think. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everything, really. I really, really, truly appreciate the love for the sunset sweater, for everything else that I'm working on. I'm excited to get the test started. That's really, really like super crazy to think about and very exciting. So thank you for being here. I'm excited to see you next week. Yeah, thanks guys. Bye for now.